Good afternoon, guys. Real quick, for those of you who'd like to boost your immune system, go to Alaska Chaga, click on that link. You remember you get 10% off and free freight. And for those of you who would like to help our veterans, go to Hero Soap Company. They're owned by veterans, and they give part of their profits to veterans down on their luck. And then CBDoil.com. If you want to learn more about the benefits, the health benefits of CBD oil, go there. Do some research online. Also, if you know someone who would like to, they're in between jobs and they just want to try to they want to make a good living and they're willing to work hard, just have them send me an email or just send me an email and I'll put them in touch with some really good people that can get them on their way. Let's go ahead and move on to the Gateway Pundit here. So Ben Stein issues warning. Now I'm going to go over some of the stuff here, some from this morning, but and it's just keep in mind that when it comes to news, some of it's going to seem humdrum, but there is a lot going on behind the scenes. There's a lot with many of these issues, like Ben Stein issuing the warning that he suffers severe side effects from COVID vaccine days after getting shot. And you're like, okay, I already heard that this morning, but here's the deal. A lot of this stuff, it has ramifications, and people are picking up on it, and things are getting done, meaning they're stopping the vaccine worldwide. And then Obama's promised land falsely portrays Israel as occupiers and aggressors who stole the Palestinians' land. And then China used the China coronavirus to destroy freedoms in Hong Kong and punish protesters. And, there was a lot going on behind why they unleashed the coronavirus. As we're finding out, it wasn't just to thin out their elderly population, and it wasn't just to keep them under control, but they wanted actually it was for control. I take that back, and because some of their people were getting out of hand, their economy was going down the tank, and it's really going down the tank now. But they used it not only to destroy the freedoms in Hong Kong, but also in their own country. So, as if they could clamp down any more on the people in their own country. And then Saturday fake news, a war. New York Times claims that Black Lives Matter protests in 2020 were nonviolent because $2 billion in damages was not enough. Yeah, can you imagine the people living in those cities hearing that? They're like, really? Nonviolent, huh? Really? And then Biden mumbles for 10 minutes after Dems pass $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill without GOP support. He shuffles away from podium and ignores reporters. They're not going to let him talk to him. And the COVID numbers vindicate Ron DeSantis. And the thing is that the CDC, even they admit that almost the vast, I can put it, over 90% of the cases where the deaths that they said were from COVID-19, they weren't. They were from all this other stuff. Wait until the far left and all these other people walking around with masks realize that. And then Joe Biden makes history, first president in 100 years not to hold press conference in the first 30 days of being president. And we know he's not president. We know that. Violent Antifa BLM thugs attacked Trump supporters at Manhattan rally. 7 arrested. And let's see what else here. Bannon, time to prepare for transition of power from Biden to Harris. Absolutely. And then Biden reportedly plans to replace Amy Coney Barrett. He will do whatever he is told to do. You name it. You name it. And then let's go to Zero Hedge here. Let's see here. A lot of the same stuff. Senate passing the stimulus bill. Jack Dorsey is auctioning off his first tweet ever. It's now worth over $2 million. JP Morgan estimates up 316 billion in first month in selling. What else here? Tulsi Gabbard calls out the U.S. dirty war on Syria that Biden and aides admit to. And yeah, she's still out there fighting. Good for her. Pope pleads for peace in historic meeting with powerful Shiite cleric in Iraq. And none of them. He can plead openly for it, but behind the scenes, none of them want any peace. That's bogus. Newsom COVID equity plan, vaccinate 2 million, excuse me, 2 million Latinos, or California won't reopen. That man is such a jerk. He's so corrupt. When I call him a psychotic sociopath, I tell you what, he takes it to the nth degree. What else here? We've gone to a liberal form of John Bolton. Rand Paul blasts Biden's foreign policy. And then Dumbest Insurrection Theater, stunt of the week. I refuse to surrender our nation's capital to those who would abridge my freedom. Chinese hackers likely to have netted high-value espionage targets using Microsoft Outlook exploit. Let's see what else here. Malden, everything is broken. Yeah, except for the American public. 85% of us, you know something? We're still working. We're still keeping this country going. Even the far left, they're still working. They're still keeping this country going. And we will get things right. And let me just say this: when Trump and them come back, it'll be at a completely unexpected time. And then, as they say, fear is the new smart. Yeah, they want everybody so afraid. Everyone's got to be afraid. Netanyahu tells VP Harris Israel will never allow Iran to obtain nukes. She don't care. They'll want war over there. Are you kidding me? They want a major war. Radioactive dust is sweeping over parts of Europe from the Sahara. Ironically, the result of past nuclear tests conducted by France on its then colonial possession of Algeria in the early 1960s. What else here? French health minister mulls banning vaccine exports. Guardian promotes global lockdown every 2 years to combat climate change. Can't make that shit up. It's like, yeah, lock those people up. You betcha. Lock them up. Gotta keep them down. Gotta keep your thumbs on them. And the scary part is a lot of people will go along with that. And then one bank turned apocalyptic. The Fed will inevitably move to YCC as rates are no longer anchored. And then Greenpeace Eco Warriors greenwash Boeing 777 at Paris airport. They're just nut jobs. You know, they cause a lot of damage. You know, they pick their timetables and stuff, their areas. They pick their battles, and they really think they're accomplishing something. These children, and that's all they are. They're just children, and their day will come to an end when you see all the other corruption coming to an end, and it will. And you know, some of the stuff that Brenda's been listening to, and you know, it's all beginning to make sense. The evil in this world is all being exposed. What they've done with children, especially. That's the worst thing you can do, is harm the children. And I tell you what, these people are going to pay one hell of a price. That is all for today. That's all for this weekend. God bless y'all. Have a great day. And I will see you probably early or sometime Monday morning. And I'll come in. I'll take a look at the stuff tomorrow. But if there's anything shocking going on, I'll report it. Otherwise, I'll see you Monday morning. Have a great day, guys. Good night.